It's time for our weekly legal segment here on Midday Maryland. You have a lawyer. Joining us now is Scott Goldstein. Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
Always my pleasure.
From Saiontz and Kirk. I didn't even say that. I got to say that, right?
Absolutely. Please let people know who we are and what we do.
So we wanted to talk today about users of the roadway, some of our most vulnerable users of the roadway.
That's absolutely a very, very important category. And you know, we're at a time of the year when people take so many things for granted and they're moving about so quickly and so distracted. And the little things really do matter. So the three most vulnerable users of the highways are typically children riding in cars, pedestrians on the sides of roadways, and bicyclists. And there are different rules that have to be followed for each one of those people to maintain their safety.
So talk about them sort of one by one. Kids, of course, right away.
Kids, I can't stress to you how important it is for children to be properly restrained in safety seats. Rear-facing safety seats if they are under 1 year of age. And beyond that, they still need to be in safety seats. People are under the myth that they're doing their children a favor by letting them ride in the front seat and perhaps restraining them with only a seatbelt. Airbags that are intended to be safety devices are deadly to small children. And as a result of it, you're not doing your child any favor by letting them ride in the front seat. Children that are under 16 years, that are under 80 pounds should be restrained in some type of seat, no matter what their age is, unless they are over 4.5 feet tall.
So that includes a booster seat, even when they're getting older.
Yes, it does.
And now they're saying, too, with that rear facing, that it should be as long as possible. So even past that 2 years old.
Yeah, you should put up with a little bit of a temper tantrum because your child doesn't want to face the rear if you want to maintain child safety. And the other thing is proper installation. A seat that can move laterally from side to side more than an inch or front to back more than an inch has not been properly installed. You can go to multiple different places and they will help you with proper installation. Fire departments, police departments, all sorts of resources. Go online.
All right. And then the second point you made, was that about pedestrians?
Pedestrians.
Yes.
Pedestrians are a group of people that are frequently at danger on the highways, and particularly this time of year when it gets dark so early. You'll see people walking on the side of the road. Well, one of the things, for example, when there is no sidewalk, you must walk facing traffic. You must be as far to the side of the road as you possibly can.
I think people forget that all the time.
They do, and they walk down the road in a black jacket or, you know, dark pants, no reflective materials. It gets dark at 4:30 now. It's a real danger. And the other thing is, weaving in between cars, not taking the time to get to a crosswalk. In the state of Maryland, the laws are very strict. If you happen to be victimized and injured when you don't cross at a crosswalk, you're in all likelihood not going to be able to get compensation for your injuries.
Wow. And you said if there's not a distinguishable crosswalk, there's still a point that you should be crossing.
Get to a corner. The extension of a corner across a roadway is the equivalent of a crosswalk when none exists.
Okay. So these are things that you don't really think about it, but if you're using the roadways and you're not driving, you still have to be mindful of how you're using the road. You have to think about the law. Absolutely.
It's very, very important. For example, the other group of people, bicyclists.
Yes.
When you see bicyclists riding on the roadway, you know, in the state of Maryland, a bicycle is a vehicle. And you must abide by all of the same laws that you would if you were operating a motor vehicle.
Don't get annoyed because they're going slowly and swerve right by them.
No, and as a matter of fact, the law in Maryland was amended about 2 years ago to provide for the fact that when you are passing a bicycle, you must maintain a buffer zone of at least 3 feet. So don't think that because a bicyclist is moving into the roadway that you're going to show him and you're going to buzz by at a really close distance. You are in violation of the law. You must maintain that 3-foot buffer zone. And the bicyclist must do the same types of things. They must operate as far to the right as possible unless there is a bike lane, and they must obey the rules of the road.
Thank you so much for those reminders. Really appreciate it, especially now. It's getting so dark. It's something to keep in mind. We'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after the break.